Alright, time for another DraftPhysics.com, debatephysics.com, also video presentation. So I'm just going to do comments. I left this crap on the screen because it's going to be comments on my channel, but they are by McToonies, but I'm not going to bother making it part of that series, blah, 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 blah. There's just these two trolls, really, and the one guy I did delete and block him because it's just 17 comments, and he just redid the exact same channel to do it all over again. Anyway, this is it's nothing to say. They can't link to anything called evidence. All they do is talk this shit and lie. So it's just kind of funny, the sentences. So this says caused with something. I don't know. I wonder why science deniers have to literally lie to defend their bullshit. And that's what you're doing right here. You're literally lying to defend your bullshit. So, he's talking, he has this, so he pastes some crap, about this stupid Gaia spaceship. He just cuts and pastes some crap about before it was even launched. Some hype about it. Alright, and it doesn't do any of this crap. It doesn't sit there and have anything to do with gravitational lensing. I mean, the subject of the video is 5 minutes on gravitational lensing. It has absolutely nothing to do with the subject. Okay, it produces no lensed image. It shows nothing. You can't link to an image from this stupid satellite that proves lensing. So let's understand, they have a ton of these different kinds of images, right? They have a little movie they play of the black hole in the center of the galaxy with little things swirling around it. No lensing. So it's a black hole in the center of a galaxy, gigantic gravity. And yet there's no evidence of anything lensed behind it. Nothing. Yeah. I mean, they're just so full of shit. All right. So here's this Jason Roulette creep. Gary, you asked why this is argued. So, we can't even quote the sentence or the subject. Yeah, why would people argue about 9.8 meters per 1 second? It's just so obviously the truth. Why would they argue that it's twice the time? 4 times the distance is twice the time, twice the velocity. Twice the 9.8. It's 2 seconds. It's 2 units of 9.8. Why would that mean it has 4 times of anything? Okay, well, honestly, you are the first person to have ever heard that does not understand what acceleration is. So, again, it's clear I know exactly what acceleration is, and I know that 9.8 not plus 9.8 isn't 40, isn't 39.9 or whatever. I know it's not 4 units of energy. Okay. Twice the velocity is not 4 times the velocity. Twice the weight isn't 4 times the energy. So again, this is all back to, this is what they're claiming. I put 1 ounce, let's just say, one unit of spring compression. I put a weight on 1 unit of spring compression. I have 1 unit of energy, 1 unit of spring compression, 1 unit of energy. I put exactly the same weight on, another one. I get 2 units of weight, and they say I have 4 units of energy. So somehow I get 3 units of energy by putting the second one on, and I only got 1 unit of energy when I put the first one on. And that's supposed to make sense to somebody who's going to do reasoning and logic. And I'm the only person that can say, well, if that's what they're saying, that's really stupid, isn't it? Nobody can say that. If that's what they are saying, if that's the requirement of their theory, it's really dumb. Just like the 25 times the fuel to go 5 times as fast. Now, is this logically challenging? You're claiming it produces 25 times the energy, the power, the work. And you only have to put in 5 units of energy to do it? Is that your fucking argument? Or is it, necessary that you have to put in 25 times the force if you expect to get 25 times the energy? right? And does anybody believe it takes 25 times the electricity to spin a motor 5 times as fast? Does anybody believe that? Oh, you people are so dishonest. I mean, can't one of you make a rational counter argument? At least claim that no, it is that way. Yes, you only have to put 5 units of force in and you'll get 25 units of energy. Say something relevant to the fucking subject. Oh, God. No, but you're just religious kooks. You can't make a rational response to me. All you can do is this crap. Okay, and the funny thing is you seem to understand what 9.8 meters per second squared means. What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything to me. There's no such thing as a time squared. Will you explain how in the geometry of the universe there could ever be relevance to squaring a linear velocity? That somehow it could possibly have a square of velocity or a cube of velocity? That it could ever be a meaningful thing? No, you won't do that either. But claim it's not what it means. No, I claim it's nonsense. Oh, fuck, I can't believe this. Shit! When you claim it means... but claim it's not what it means when you claim it means. This isn't, this guy can't even speak English. All right. So, for example, let's take the example of something. Oh, amazing. For example, let's take the example of something. He must have put this in some translator or something. Starting at rest, what is dropped in a vacuum, and calculate the speed after 10 seconds. Yeah, it's 9.8 times 10, not 100. God damn. So after 10 seconds with an acceleration of 9.8 meters per second squared, what is the per second squared? How did you use that in the formula? Where did I see you use this per second squared thing in the formula? I don't see you using any square here. You did 9.8 times 10. Where is the squared seconds being used in the equation? You have seconds squared. So why isn't your answer 9.8 meters per second squared? I mean, you're such lying it's an overt lying right in front of my face. You have per second squared. You multiply 9.8 times 10. Why is the answer per meters per second? Why? Why isn't it second squared? See how much of a liar you are? Okay. The object started at rest will reach a velocity. Okay, I'm just done with that. I'll just delete. It's just absolutely useless shit. So this is what they do. This is what these liars do. They can't make a rational argument. All they can do is type absolute nonsense and pretend they're making an argument. They have no physical evidence. They can't show a car crash. They can't show a nice lens. I mean, the sun right now is, if you use a camera with a little thing to block out the corona, they could just follow the sun and they could watch every star behind the sun get bent and warped. The ones above would dip down. These would they'd get all blobby and disappear, and then they'd pop out on the other side, get a giant blob, and then disappear. And then the whole thing would be a swirly mess. And they'll spend billions of dollars. That stupid Gaia satellite that did absolutely nothing useful cost $1 billion. And they won't even make $1 million satellite to show us lensing. Such liars. Alright, so the same troll. Okay. Gary, you do not understand. You just told me what I did. Yeah, so hilarious. Yeah, I don't understand what squaring a second could possibly accomplish. Okay, it has no geometric relevance in the universe. There is no fucking such thing as a squared velocity. You give the impression that you don't understand that work, momentum, force, kinetic energy is referring to. I keep telling you, you have no evidence. It's a made-up theory by a religious kook. So a religious kook in 1683 proposed this nonsense. He had no evidence, and you're defending him. That's your definition of the scientific method. Just make up a religion and I'll defend it for you. For the next 5, 10, thousands of years, I will force humanity to be dumber than they have to be because I will defend a silly proposition that has no evidence backing it up. That's what you're doing on this planet right now, moron. All right, people spend years trying to understand these things. Yeah, now he's Ricky Ricardo. Oh, God, this fucking planet. Anyway, these things. Oh. All right, people spend time doing experiments to apply what they learn in classroom. This is baby talk. You're wasting my time. Yeah, fuck off. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. There's no argument here anywhere. So this is the other liar from the first, comment. So this is, like I said, these are just trolls. Oh, and this is so right. So this is the video, the charge simulation that's perfectly duplicating charges, electrons and protons in their natural environment. Okay. Welcome to yet another episode of Let's Make Shit Up. So it can't be any simpler. It's a simulation, a mechanical device duplicating something. I showed it working slowly so you could see that the objects are doing the simple things that I proposed, and you have to lie about it. So again, who looks desperate? Why do you have to lie? You're worse than flat earthers. You're just liars. Okay, so he says 20 seconds or 20 minutes. It's a 5-minute video or something like that, so I don't think it could be at colon 20. The fact that it duplicates charge, which duplicates gravity. No, he says. Okay, so why would that be a no? Do you have some argument you're going to... No, you're not going to make an argument. Your simulation does nothing to duplicate the properties of charge. Okay, so I guess I'll just delete it right there. I mean, it's completely obvious. That's exactly what it does. You're just lying. It creates two things that have polar opposite functions doing exactly what charges do. Electrons repel each other, protons repel each other, and electrons and protons attract. It is absolutely ludicrous for you to lie about it. Oh, god damn. So this is more lies. They do another round of it. So this is just troll behavior. Let's see. Gary, you played a video that contradicted your own claim. I didn't play that video, frankly. I didn't play any videos in the... He played it. All right. And then when you got called out on this, I didn't get called out on anything. I was perfectly happy for him to play the video. Everybody can see the lump of clay. So I was able to make my point. So fuck it. That's all I can do. You're confident that the lump of clay doesn't mean anything. Okay, I'm not confident that the lump of clay doesn't mean anything. You claim that the teacher was lying about the weights. I'm claiming there's a lump of clay on the cart that should be accounted for because it makes no sense because there's no lumps of clay on the other cart that's supposed to weigh twice as much. So right there we have reason to doubt. And the fact that it doesn't have twice as many weights on the twice as heavy car also is good reason to doubt. I mean, how exactly can it be twice as heavy if it doesn't have twice as many of people in it? You know what I'm saying? If I have two boats, and one boat's twice the size of the other boat, and then I put two people in this boat, and I just put two people in the other boat, I can't say, this boat's twice as heavy. No, to be twice as heavy, it has to have 4 people in it. Do you get it? And if I put a dog, a big heavy dog, a 300-pound dog in the little boat, and I put no dogs in the other boat. Well, how the fuck can it be twice as heavy then? Oh, you're just such priceless liars. Let's see if he has any more comments, because I'll just fucking block him here. Oh, look at, I mean, they do really do a lot of work. I mean, what is all this typing? But the fact that every sentence is a lie... It's just what's the point? Why are you bothering when all you're going to do is lie? All right, so 420. Oh, that's their favorite little number. The people are so fucking ignorant. This is literally the pot calling the kettle black. So at least you're acknowledging that you're ignorant. Okay, thank you. I mean, you're stupid little criticism can't mean much because you've just acknowledged that, yes, you're potheads calling the crackheads stoned. Oh, amazing. All right, the projection here is unbelievably significant. All right, so that's useless. All right, let's see if you can try to make some kind of relevant comment somewhere. You don't know what a ballistic pendulum is, so that's what I'm accusing the other asshole. So I played the ballistic pendulum in my video, so he says, neither do you, Gary. Well, what's the point? You keep asserting that it collects only 1% of the energy. No, it collects 1,000%. I exaggerated when I said 1%. That's way too much. It's 0.1%. It's 1/1000th of the energy. Professor Lewin writes it right on the board. 99.94% of the kinetic energy is destroyed, is not recovered. God damn, you people just lie, and then lie, and then lie. But a ballistic pendulum is not designed to collect and measure kinetic energy. It's designed to collect the energy. What are you talking about? If it's supposed to have it, it's like saying, okay, so in their opinion, I could crush cars, and they won't crush consistent with kinetic energy, and they'll just say, it's not designed to collect kinetic energy. Nothing's designed to collect kinetic energy because it's magic. Don't you understand our theory? It's Holy Ghost energy. Nobody can collect it. You can't see the Holy Ghost. You can only know and love him. Right overtly, he's saying to you, don't expect to ever use this energy. It isn't really energy, okay? It's spiritual fun, okay? And that's what's in our physics, is spiritual fun stuff. That's why he called it the living force. Why can't you understand? This is about us being spiritual and important and significant beings. Oh, God, it's just such a fucking religion. All right, anyway. But the ballistic pendulum is not designed to collect and measure kinetic energy. If it can't collect it, it's not energy. Fuck it. It's a useless... This is neutrino power. I mean, this is such bullshit. Its purpose is to measure the momentum. So that's just a lie. Its purpose is to collect its capacity to cause motion. It's trying to collect the motion of the bullet. Oh, all right. So that's just a lie. Just made that crap up. Because inelastic means you are combining momentums. Yes, so I'm pointing out that it's not really part of these scenarios. When you combine momentums, that is, you bang one thing into another, make it stick, and then both things leave, your kinetic energy theory can't fuck it up. Nope. Once again, Gary demonstrates his ignorance regarding physics, so he doesn't say anything here either. Inelastic actually means that kinetic energy is not conserved in the collision. And that's to your liability. I'm saying the momentum works fine. So there's no issue. You're not making free momentum. That's the point. My argument is I'm looking for something that just shows it's overtly a lie. The fact that you think it's okay that your crap isn't conserved, that's your liability, not mine. My only concern is when you claim there's free momentum created. That's when I say, fuck you. All right. It has nothing to do with momentum at all. So amazing. He's saying you're banging things into each other. It has nothing to do with momentum. Amazing. I don't like assholes. Well, I guess self-hatred is a thing, huh? So, okay, you're wasting my time. Okay. So we'll do one more. 2 times the speed, 2 times the cursing, 3 times the speed, 3 times the cursing. Crushing. Oh, crushing. 4 times the speed, 4 times the crushing. So I was talking about I could do the experiment, right? The 10-mile-an-hour crash. You know, we could get cars and do this stupid 20, 30, 40. And if each time it came out perfectly consistent with the theory of momentum, I asked that asshole, would you concede that kinetic energy isn't real? And he wouldn't answer the question. This is simply not true. Okay, so there was no assertion made about a truth of it because you haven't done the experiment. But they have done 50 and 100. Very precisely, by the way. Gary whines about others not providing evidence. Well, like I said, there is evidence of that, and you ignore it. So, again, the MythBusters thing came up, what, 3 years ago? It's been talked about plenty, and you have no counter argument. You have no explanation. All right. The ballistic pendulum decidedly proves that there's no such thing as kinetic energy because you can't turn it into work. Well, that's completely true. And he calls that a straw man. Okay, so that's enough. You know, this is just made up nonsense. I mean, clearly, you can't get more on this fucking subject. How could it possibly be a straw man? All right, let's see if this is the last comment from this asshole. Okay, so I'll block him. All right, again, kinetic energy is 1/2 mv squared. So who in this conversation could possibly need somebody to write that sentence? If you say kinetic energy does not exist, you are claiming mass does not exist. So that's just too stupid right there. So goodbye, fuck you, that's idiotic. Because I say mv squared, v squared doesn't exist, somehow I say mass doesn't exist. I mean, come on. All right, let's see. Where are all the other comments? I never witnessed such perfect example of Dunning-Kruger. Okay, so we'll just see ya. Yeah, fuck this. I mean, you know, what's the point? You can't make a real comment. You can't say anything relevant. All you can do is lie. And I don't have an obligation, really, to make a video where I have to say what I've already done in videos, show what I've already shown in videos. There's more than a dozen 5-minute videos on the Debate Physics website detailing all the ways that kinetic energy fails the test. And you can't provide a response to any of it. Right here, 1/2 mv squared is nonsense. Argument 1. This is the 5-minute video. Where did you defeat this argument? All right, so he calls it world salad. You must collect 4 units of gravity. You must collect 4 units of force. What does that even mean? So he doesn't even understand that if you say it has 4 units of energy, you say it has 4 times the energy, that somehow you have to account for how it collected those 4 units of energy. You can't even figure that out. And he says Dunning-Kruger again. I mean, what's the point? Okay, fuck off. Way too useless. All right, so I don't even know why people respond to some of these trolls anyway, but all right, why the fuck do you keep drawing electrons and protons the same size? So this fucktard. I mean, it's a simple enough question. You can't just keep the why the fuck out of it. Somehow you know exactly how to draw them, yet you produce no evidence you know how to draw them. I mean, amazing. What's your theory, fucktard? Oh, God. I mean, conventional physics doesn't do anything. It just says blob, blob, and sticks them together. Amazing. When they make molecules, right, they don't make the electrons a completely different size and do all that. No, they don't bother. Anyway, so this is the asshole's response to... So I answered the question. Because the strength of their charge is exactly the same. I mean, they're creating dipoles all over the place, and they're create magnetism and lots of other stuff, and it seems like those forces are completely balanced. And it doesn't really seem very likely that you could have completely balanced force outputs for the positive and the negative if the proton was bigger than the electron. If you believe they are interacting in a real force, then you wouldn't be producing electric dipoles or magnets that have the same polar strength. So that's how simple the answer is. I mean, if one of them has more spatial profile, then it would be more influential than the other thing. If they were different sizes, there's no law that says protons have to be bigger to be heavier. They certainly can be heavier without being bigger. All right. And being that they measured the mass of an electron using the kinetic energy formula, there's good reason to believe their mass differential isn't as large as physics says. It just happens to be a truth, okay? They used mv squared to measure the mass of the electron, which was really a big mistake. Patently incorrect, he says. So I've played the video called Measuring the Mass of the Electron. Okay. So yes, not incorrect. The mass of the electron was determined historically in 2 steps. The first experiment carried out with Arthur Schroeder in 1890, then followed up by, let's see what he says, J.J. Thomson, who used electromagnetic deflection in a cathode ray to measure the mass charge of the electron. Yes, and how did he do that? He had to do a calculation to determine it because all he had is speed and deflection. He didn't have its mass. So they have to use math, you moron, to deduce it. And they don't. They have 2 variables. They have 2. What's the word? What's the line they always use? One formula with 2 unknowns. So they have to fix that with some kind of gimmick. You haven't seen the gimmicking? Well, that's what they did. So they combined MV. They said MV essentially equals 1/2 MV squared, and then they could solve for their, missing component. Oh, you're just so fucking stupid. The second step is an experiment carried out by Michael Millikan to determine the charge of the electron. Right, so we know the charge is in its mass. By combining the results of these 2 steps, the mass of the electron was then determined. So, okay, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to play the video again because I have actually played it, I think, 3 times. But fuck you. All right. The mass of the electron can also be determined spectroscopically. Well, I don't think it can because they can only do that spectropody thing on atomic ions effectively, I think, by measuring the Rosberg constant and the fine structure constant. Oh, yes, so they measure those things. Okay, sure they do. Modern day measurements can determine the electron mass to an accuracy of 11 significant digits. So this is the magnetron lie. Okay, so you claim their mass differential isn't as large as physics says. It's just blatant nonsense. I'm saying it over and over again. I'm saying your physics is blatant nonsense. All accelerator physics is based on believing in 1/2 MV squared. Every calculation about how much an electron volt is based on that idiotic pile of nonsense, you fucking idiot. Alright. So fuck off. Let's see. Why the fuck do you keep drawing electrons? Okay, I did that. Yeah, so we'll get rid of it. Fuck off. Alright, hey man, rude asshole. For real, it's time to seek professional help. So I don't know, this guy says, why does he need to do that? Why would you ask the troll on a silly comment like that? Hey man, you need to take your meds. Then you say, why does he need to take his meds? Why have a conversation about that? I just don't. Well, anyway. Delusions of grandeur and your inability to perceive reality. Oh, so that means you can't make an argument on the internet. Oh, I see. Yeah, so let's take out all the videos. So let's just have YouTube canceled. Okay, because it seems like everybody needs to take their medication. Oh, I might just delete it. But what goddamn tripe. Why the fuck do people bother with this shit? Alright, so this is some other asshole. Careful, you could be wrong, but Professor Lewin's rifle example could be wrongly interpreted. So I mean, it's just as he's at a prestigious MIT university, and he's pretty much doing experiments they were doing exactly the same way in 1963. So if you're going to say the experiment is somehow flawed, why don't you just make the argument? Oh, it sounded more like they attempted to make you walk into a YouTube band trap than actually discussing a la, what is this, Franklin who? Why you can't even spell his name right? Which was very constructive. You both did not agree into how to, so none of these people can speak English. But MIT graduate Mr. Who humored you. Oh, fuck you. I mean, he didn't understand the simple concept. He didn't even know that things roll 4 times as fast when they have twice the velocity. Oh, you're just such a fucking... You people are just so fucking stupid. Alright. Straw man argument. Is that how you confront yourself, Rel? There's no straw man. So, fuck you. Alright. I mean, you can't make it any simpler, can you? 5-minute videos, and I'm saying just take a sentence out of the video and explain how that sentence can be proven wrong. Why is that too challenging? Alright, in the Middle Ages we had village idiots. Okay, so that we can just say the waste of time. Dude, you absolutely mental. That's so impressive, right? When they write something in whatever that is, you know, I'm gutter, okay, in gutter speak, talking about how somebody else is dirty. Oh, God. Let's see. Who is this video made for? So this was kind of a funny comment, right? So maybe for someone who is wanting to learn physics. So the point in the video was he was doing two things that didn't make any sense, right? He was saying, look, this is a round circle. It has a round, you know, he was talking like they were in kindergarten. And then he started talking about color, chromatic, you know, quantum dynamic things. And it didn't make any sense because you're talking to smart people as if they're idiots, and then you're talking to idiots as if they know something. And so if you just watch the video, it doesn't make any sense because there's absolutely no awareness that the audience isn't kindergartners who have 600 IQs. Jesus, you people are just so fucking useless. Goodbye, Lucky. It's a waste of my time. Alright, so that should be enough. Let's see. The sound effects are insufferable. Yes. Gary, good guy. That's, you know, that's almost so fucking stupid. I'll just get rid of it. Who needs this shit? Fuck emoticons, okay? I don't need it. Don't like it. Don't do it on my channel. Alright. You know, this kind of stuff. I just, you know, you might be on my side, but you're just insulting me when you do things that are just trivial and stupid, okay? It just doesn't cheer me up. Oh, my audience is morons. Gee, I'm thrilled. Yeah, that doesn't thrill me. Oh, fuck. This is such a fucking irritating business to be in. Anyway, I was just thinking, let's see if I go back to working in a restaurant or doing physics. Working in a restaurant, yeah, no, I'd still rather do physics. So anyway, till the next time and such and so forth and whatnot.